Hi everybody, once again you are welcome to this wonderful tutorial. In today's video we'll be talking about procurement analysis. As you can see, we have a procurement analysis here where we are to be analyzing the total PO and find these are the KPIs that you will have to see: the total PO, the total purchase and the quantity, as well as the total final PO, total non-final PO, then receive outer, order, outer. Then we want to see total purchase by color. You can see we have blue, we have black, we have not available, then we have white. Purchase by stock item, we have carton, 2 billion, then we have inch. Then we have packets. We have total by stock item. Then we have our filter to be month and year that we can just try one of those filter. Let's try 2013, year 2013, and let's see what we have. And let's go to the month. Which month is that? And let's try to look at the month of January. Let's look at January month. Then let's see what we have. You can see January we have 1 million. That's our total purchase, which is exactly what is here. The total PO by stock item. You can see this is actually what we got. Stock item purchase. These are the information we have. And when we try to check February, you can see this is what we are having for the month of February: 2 million, which is accurate. Then total non-final PO, there is nothing like that, so we don't have it. And then you can see our suppliers, total purchase, total PO, total quantity. This is what we have as this information. So this is what we'll be looking at in this tutorial, and we are going to be analyzing it step by step. So the data set already will be provided in a Power BI format that you can just pick it up and begin to analyze your data, so you don't have to upload any data in doing that. So I've already provided something of this nature because this data set is from the wide world importer DW. So we have to import the data set into Power BI by using SQL database. So probably some of you doesn't really have the knowledge. That is why I'm doing this. So I'm going to provide it the way it is like this. So the only thing you just have to do is for you to follow along and begin to analyze your data by picking any of these that you need. And this data set, you can use it to practice as much as you can if you are a beginner to Power BI. And if you are new to this video, this is what we do. We build visualization around data using Power BI, using Microsoft Excel, using Looker Studio, and also we have tutorial on SQL and Python. And we're here to introduce some other stuff to it. Please, if you find any of my video interesting, please subscribe, please comment, please share, and also please like. This encourages us to do more. And don't forget to click the bell so you'll be notified whenever I upload a new video. So I have my Power BI opened already. So the next thing we just have to do is first of all create our mail. So we are going to create. Click on enter data. The reason why I'm doing this is because I want everything to be well organized. Let's say, for instance, if I want to create a total purchase, that means I'm going to create it here. If I want to create a total sales, that means I have to come here to create a total sales as well. You can see. And if I want to create total order, I will come here to create total order. So it doesn't really make sense. So that is why I normally use a table for the mail. So this makes our work to be organized. So we click load, and we have our mail table there already. So once it loads, then we begin to create our mail. So the first thing that we are going to do next is I'm going to give us a background to use. I may not use the former background. So we come down here and I'm going to pick up a background, and then the background is going to be, I'm going to my download. Then I will go to my go to this background. Then I'm going to use this wonderful background. So this is the background that we are going to use. So then I'm going to probably, let me bring it down. So we are going to be using this. If I do like this, so it's a bit not showing. So we have it like this. So we close this already. Then the first thing is we have our mayor here. So the first thing we are going to be creating is we are going to be creating our total PO. So we may create up to, I think we have 7 something to create. So we'll be creating it one after the other. So the first thing, we are going to create our total PO, which is purchase order. And we are going to be having our purchase order one after the other. So the first thing is we come down to our mayor. Then we are going to these 3 dots. Then I'm just teaching this in a basic way. Probably you are new to Power BI. So then we come to new mayor. From the new mayor, then we go to, I'm just waiting for it to load. Then after that, we just have to create the first mayor, create the second mayor, and until we're able to. So I'm going to zoom this out a bit. So I'm going to zoom this, as you can see. Then I'm going to create the first one, which is going to give us the total PO. Then for the total PO, we are going to have what we call discrete count. So we are going to have our discrete count because we want to count the number of purchase key. So this will help us to know the exact amount that was purchased. So we're going to have our fact table. Then we go to our fact purchase. Let me go to purchase. Then let's look for purchase key. This is our first purchase. So let's look for purchase key. This is our purchase key. Then we want to count the discrete count of this purchase key. Then we are going to have what? Then I closed again. Then we click enter. Then we are going to have the first one already. Then for me to know if what I created actually work, I'm going to bring out probably a table. And from the table, I will just look at, so let's go for the mayor. I'll just put the mayor in the table. And for me to see if it works. So put it on the table and let me see. So I have a total PO of 8,366. So that is actually good. Then the next thing is I can as well change it to card, probably for me to see. So this is what we have using card. So I can just put it somewhere like this. So the next thing is we come down here and we go to the 3 dot as well. Then we make our mayor also. Then the next mayor is going to be our total purchase. So we are going to create our total purchase, and for we're creating our total purchase, you can see we can find that in our purchase table. So this is our fact purchase. So we're going to have our total purchase there. So because I mistakenly click out of this, and that is why we are having it removed. So we click back again. We have our new mayor, and we are going to create our total purchase. So we have this as total. So we have our total purchase. And our total purchase is going to give us the sum. That is what we are going to do. And before we are going to create our total purchase, this is one thing I would like you to know. Now we have our purchase table. Instead of us creating the total purchase directly, we are going to use what we call sum S. On a normal thing, if I want to create a normal total purchase, I'm just going to use sum, and it's going to give me sum. You can see just a color. Then I'll go to fat. I'll go to the fat purchase table. This is the fat purchase table. Then I look for the purchase amount. Let me just come down, and I just look for the purchase amount. Then I just click it. So this is the W purchase. So, but in this case, we are using something else because we want to get our purchase from another table. So that is why we are going to use sum x. So we are going to use sum x. I believe you've already familiar with it. Sum x means we are summing more than one. You can say the first one is the table. Now, return the sum of an expression evaluated for each row in a table. So the first one is our table. Then which table do we want to sum? We want to sum our fat purchase. Our fat purchase. So that is the first table. So it's always good when you are creating a measure that you look at the top. It gives you an idea of what you need to do, even though you are new to it. So the following thing, you can see we have a comma here, which is already we have put in. Then the next thing is we want to have our expression. So what are the expressions that we want to have? We want the fat purchase also. We want the fat purchase as well. Our fat purchase. And these are fat purchase. We want the quantity order. So this is the order quantity in our fat purchase. Then we are going to pick our quantity order. Now, we are going to multiply it by another table. And for us to do that, what we are going to do is, because in that table we need what we call unit price from that table. So we want to say the quantity, order quantity of that unit price. So we are going to multiply the order quantity times the unit price of that table. And you can't do it like that. Let's say for instance now, if I'm using multiplication, I just have to use, okay, I'm picking from another table and the table is dimension. So I'm picking from a dimension table. You can see I'm not really getting, Power BI is not giving me anything because Power BI is surprised at what am I trying to do, despite the fact despite putting multiplication. So the next thing we are going to do instead of that, we are going to put related. So that's what we are going to do. We are just going to use what we call related. So when we use related, then we can be able to do whatever we want to do. So related what? That means we are giving it to another table. Related what? Column name. Then you can now use dimension. And not dimension table, dimension date. We are using the dimension stock item. So let's look for the dimension stock item. Move down. Dimension stock item. This is dimension stock item. So, and in that dimension stock item, we are looking for what we call the unit price. So let's come down, dimension stock item. We are looking for the unit price of the dimension stock item. So let's look for, where can we find our unit price? Dimension, I can just write it, dimension stock item, dimension stock item, then I'm having what we call my unit price. So dimension stock item, then from there I can just bring out the unit price from the dimension stock item. So let's see where can we find the unit price of the dimension stock item. So you can see this is the unit price. So let me see if I can break it out. So we have the unit price here. So dimension stock item, unit price. So that is how we are able to create this. So we are picking two tables. We are multiplying the sum of this purchase, which is the table. The expression is the purchase order quantity multiplied by dimension stock item. So we have to use what we call related. So that means we are bringing this from another table. So you can see the related told us that's the expression from another. So we just have to either click enter or you click here. So we have what we call our total purchase. So that is what we are going to do. Then we wait, then we create the third one. Then this, before we remove this, before we move away from there, we use this currency. And then let's leave it one. Then we create a new one again. Then we have our new measure again. Then in that new measure, we are going to create what we call the total quantity. So we want to create our total quantity. So that is the next thing we are going to create. Then we have our measure here. Then we create. We have it. Then we have our total quantity. And then the total quantity is going to give us, what do we have in our total quantity? Sum of purchased quantity order. That is just the total quantity. So we have the sum. Our sum of what? Purchase fat purchase quantity order. So we'll look for the quantity, order quantity. So this is our total quantity. Then we close it. Then we click enter. So we have the third one already. Then the fourth one, then we're still going to, from here, we can just have it. Then we are going to create what we call the total PO. This working, so let's wait for it. The total PO, and for the total PO, we are going to use what we call, I think we've created the total PO. Yeah, we created the total PO. So the next thing we are going to create is outer. So order afters. So we are going to have on call. Let me remove this. So we are going to have our order. Then we are going to have what we call our afters. Then it's going to give us the sum. So we are going to have what we call the sum of purchase order outer. So we just have to have, let me see, order outer. By just writing order outer, I should be able to get purchase fat order outer. So we have that already. Then we close, enter. Then the next thing is we're going to have receive order outer. So from here we can just copy this. Let me just copy this. Let me wait. Order outer, yeah. So I can just copy from there. Then we have a number from here. Then we're going to have our receive, and that should be the fifth one, if I'm not mistaken. Then we are going to paste. Since we are using the same table, so we are going to have it as receive outer. Received outer. So let's see, receive outer. So we are going to have receive here. So we're going to have what we call receive outer. You can see this is our receive outer. So we click enter. Then we are done. Then we have 2 more to go. Then in that 2 more to go, we want to see our final PO, and want to have total PO, total final PO, and then not total final PO. So first of all, we are going to have what we call our total final PO. So we are going to calculate. So from there, we don't have to copy. We can just put a numerator from here, and we can just get our numerator done. So we are going to have what we call total. This final is finalized. Well, I just have to short it. So it's going to give us. Then we are going to use what we call calculate. So we are going to use calculate the sum, calculate the total, which is what we have already. So we have a total PO already. So we have our total PO. Then look at what it's telling us. Calculate expression. The first is expression. What is our expression? The total PO. Then what next? When I remove this, when I move this, no. What next after this one will load? So no problem. We just have to wait for it and let's come back to it. So first of all, we're having our calculate. I just want to show you guys something. So we're having our calculate. So expression the filter. Our expression is total PO. So we have our total PO. Then filter. What do we want to filter? We want to filter what we call is order finalized is true. Because when we go to the table, and we are going to see where it says orders finalized is true. So we are going to have our purchase order finalized is true. So we are going to have what we call fat pushes. That is our filter. We have fat. Oh, rather I can just put order. So let me see order finalize. Order is finalize and order quantity. So from there we have our order is finalized. Then I'm going to have it as equal to true. So we're going to have true. So that is all. Because in this fat table we have order finalize equal to true. So we have order finalize is true. So and what is going to happen? This is just the column header and this is what is inside. So the next thing we are just going to click enter. So we copy this and we reuse for not final. So this is total final. So we just have to copy this and then we come back to our new mail. Then we paste. Let's wait. Then we are going to have total not finalized. So that is the next one we are going to have, and that is going to be our last KPIs that we are going to create in this tutorial. So we are going to have our non-finalized. So we are going to have here, you can just put total non-finalized. So we can just put NO non-finalized. So what are we going to have? Also, we are going to have our total PO. Then instead of having true, we are going to have what we call false. So that's just a simple something that we just have to do. Then we have false. Then we are done with what we are doing. So that is the end of the KPIs. Now we are just going to create the mail. Then we are going to let's wait for it to actually work. Then we come down to this column 1 and we are going to remove the column 1 because we don't actually need it. So remove it from the model, yes, remove. Then we wait for it to be our column 1. So we remove the column 1. Then we come back to our first card. Then I'm going to format it. Let me go down here. I'm going to have it formatted. So let me use format. And I'm going to, there's no background already because we are using this background. So we go to callout label, the title, total PO, the callout label. So we remove it. We want to have it at the top. So we come to the top here, titled. Then we have what we call total PO. Then we have our total PO. Then the next thing we are going to do is we center it. And then we move down. The color, we can just change the color to white. Let's have it as pure white. Then we want to make it bold. So we use Sego UI bold. Then we make it probably like 10. That would be nice. Then we can just go to our value, colored value. Then from the colored value, we are going to make the color. Let me see if using, let me go to another color and let me have, no, let me have this. Let me have this here. No, let me have this. No. Because we won't be able to use that because of what we have already. So let me see. The color, no. So let's click out of it and let's change it to white. So we have our color to be white and I think that is good. So we can just have it like this. I think this will be good. Then we go back up. Then I want us to use shadow. So, and we are going to use, probably we'll remove shadow, we'll put border, and we're going to make the color of the border to be white. Let me see that. Okay, this is actually good. So we can just move this. Then the next thing is I'm going to copy it in 5 or 6 places. So I'm going to copy, then I'm going to paste, so that we can reuse it. So if it is too much, we'll delete the remaining one. If it is not up to that, we recopy again. So we have this here, we have this here as well. So we have this here, so I can just bring some down, bring some down, bring some down. I think we have more than required, so but notwithstanding, that shouldn't be a problem. So we can just begin to arrange it up, begin to arrange it up as well, begin to arrange it up as well. So let me move this out a bit, let me move this, let me move this out. So we have this here, so we have 4, so we have 5, then we have, I think, 6. We should have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 7 KPIs. Now for these 7 KPIs, I think to be okay with what we're actually doing, it will be better for us to use just one. So we are going to remove this. We are going to remove. We are going to remove as well. We are going to remove them. We are going to remove. We are going to remove. So we are going to remove virtually everything. Then we leave one remaining. So we are going to remove. Because it's many, so I'm going to use what we call a multi-row card, and this will be better. Have multi-row card, then we can just have this. Then the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, let me see if I can just begin to put it. Total PO, total purchase. So definitely I have to remove everything. Then we start from total PO, total purchase. Okay, I know where the problem is. I know where the problem is. Then we have the new card row. Multi-row card. It's because I've changed the title there, so that is why. So we have the total PO, the total purchase, a total final PO, and then followed by total non-final PO, total non-final PO. Then we have receive order. Before receive order, let's have a total quantities, receive order, and other. So we have this now. So we can just manage this better than what we have there. So I go back to this, and I'm going to have it to be a virtual border, and I'm going to make it white. Then the next thing is I'm going to close this. Then I'm sorry if I should have used this immediately. So we come to card. We want to remove this line. This line will be removed. Then we have what we call accent. So we remove. Then the next thing is we have our label category. There is no how we can put a title, because when we close this and try to put a title, we can't put a change title there, so it will not, it's not going to work, as you can see. Okay, we have title, subtitle, divider, spacing. So let me see divider. First of all, I have to put title first. Then I have to go to on the subtitle. You can see. So for you to have a divider, so we can actually do that now. So we go to, we close the card. Then we go to label, then we have it white, not just white alone. We go to bold, and we are going to make it 10. Then we go to our colored value. Our colored value also is going to be white. Then we are going to use what we call single bold. Then we should have 11 or 2. So this is what we are going to have. Then this is the total PO. Then we can see we have our total purchase. Then we go to our total purchase. Then we are going to make it 0. And let's see what we are going to have then. So that is good. Then we have total final. Move this out a bit and let's see. Then for this, we are going to put a comma for us to be able to just differentiate it later. Then let's have what we call comma there. This will separate for us. Then for the second one, let's also put a comma. Then we have it there already. Then for the third one, final PO, I think, let's have a comma. So probably we just put comma everything so that we know that this is half. So quantity can also have. Then PO, total PO, go to total PO. Then we have a comma as well. So we have it. We can just check out of it so we can see our total is 0, our total quantity is this, our this is this. So this is what we call multi-row card. It's very useful when you are trying to have multiple KPIs. So you can just use it like that. And let me see if we want to. It's just to make it straight. And to do something else, let me just try to put shadow. And this is water, and let me put a shadow. So we have this. I think it's still good a bit. So we have this. So we can just move everything around once. So we have this here. So the next thing we are going to do is we are going to visualize our purchase by stock item. So what is the purchase by stock item? So we want to see the purchase by stock item, and that is the first KPIs, the first chart that we are going to use. Then we are going to use what we call, let's pick donor chart here. Oh my god. So we just have to undo, click out, then have a donor chart here. Then we are going to bring it this way, bring it this way, bring it this way. Then we are going to have our total purchase, which we did already here. Then followed by our buying purchase. And where can we get our buying purchase? We go to our stock item. Let's go to the stock item. Then we go to our buying purchase, buying package. So let's go to the buying package. Let's look for the buying. This is selling package. This is the buying package. So we have buying package, and we have paid, we have age. So this is good. Then what we'll do next is we are going to format this, and let's go to, first of all, before we use shadow, okay, we can just begin to put everything that we want to put. So we are using border, and we are making it white, and we are closing this, we are putting shadow. So we are having our purchase by stock item. So let's remove total, and then we are going to have it centered, and we'll make it as well as making it white. And let's try to use single bold so that they make it 9, so that it be more bold for people to read, in case anybody has eyes problems, so they won't find it difficult doing that. So the next thing is, we are not going to use what we call detail. This is detail label, so we are going to use all detail category. So we are going to have this. So we want everything to be included in it. Then we'll come down to our value, and we are going to have everything to be white. And then we are going to use what we call secure bold. Then we'll make it 10 as well. So, and we are going to, so inch. So let's see what we have for inch. I just need something simple. And if we just want to probably save space, you can just come down here and let's use what we call purchase and buying. Let's go down. We have a legend. The legend is off. Let's on it and let's see. And I'm going to come down. Data label auto. I'm going to use label category data. I'm not going to use label, so I'm just going to use category and percentage of total. I think that's what I'm going to use. Data value and percentage. So I still have it big. I just need something small. This is category and data. So okay. That means we remove the legend. We go back to our. We are going to use all detail label. Then we go back to, so we make it, let's make it 8. I think this is good, so we can just remove it a bit. So we still have one at the top. So this is carton, this is, there should be one left. It should be 4. So why we having just 2? Inch and some other ones. So I see this buying package, inch, total purchase, this carton, inch. So buying packages. So this is buying package. So this should be something smaller, but now it's standing. So we have this purchase by buying package. So we have this, then we're going to copy, and we're going to have, we're going to remove buying, then we're going to have selling package. So our package, so we have different inch, and so let me turn one to, we shouldn't have the same thing, otherwise I'm going to use purchase by color. So let me try to use, let's use this. So definitely we are not going to use this. So we remove total purchase by color. So we remove selling size, total purchase, then we look for our color. Then where can we find the color? We should find our color in, so we close this. Let's close this and let's have our color. You can just search for the color here, then dimension stock item. So we have our color. So that is actually good. So we have white, we have black. So that is perfectly done. So we come down to the title, purchase by color. So that is there. What we just have to do. Let's go to the title and let's have purchase by color. So we have it centered, so we are done with that. So let me see if I can just reduce this a bit. So we can save our work now. The third one we are going to have is, we are going to have our total, have our column chart here, and we are going to have our total PO. So we have our total PO. Then we come to our band. So we already have not available, we have one, we have so. Then we change it to, since our, so we are going to use our stock item. Total PO by stock item. And we are going to have the top. What is this? So we are just going to have top 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we are going to have the stock top 9. So we come to filter. Then we'll go to our stock item. Then we'll come to, this is basic filtering. We'll move it down. Then we'll go to top. Then we'll put 9. Then by value, so we'll put this here. Where am I putting it? Total PO. How come I have it? So by value, so I'm going to put it here in apply filter. So we surely have our this. Then I can also change it to cluster bar chart. And let me see if I'm actually having a code cluster bar chart here. No, I'm having this. No. So let me go back to, I will use this. So we have this here. Then the next time we do, we'll close this. Then we go to, first of all, before that, let's go to PO bar stock item. So we are going to center it. We have it as white. And let's try to use circle board. And let's go to make this white. So we move down, then we're going to make all this. Let's go down to, this is the x-axis, the value for the x-axis, we're going to make it white as well. So we have them as white, then we want to make them a bit bold. So it can be readable or no. So we can just go back and use, let's use this. Okay, let's go back and we are going to use circle. And we can't reduce it more than that. So let's see, which something can we use that have a small light? Okay, so we can just have this here. So you need someone that with good eyes to be able to see it. Let me see. So when you take it to be too big, to be too small, so we go to our, let's close this and let's go to the y-axis and let's close the value. So we can just move this down. Not necessarily he have to be there. So we can just move this down here. Then we can just expand it a bit. So then we have our data label. We might still change these charts later. Then we come to our data label and let's put the data label there. Let's find the data label and let's go to the value and we are going to have the value to be white, and we can just also make it a bit bold. Let's come to and let's use circle board. We have this, so this is actually good for its size. So we'll leave that one there. So stock item is not completed. So we go to our formats. So to shadow, we go to visual border, and we are going to put white. So we have it done. Then the next thing is we can also try to save our work. Then we're going to have our total purchase by month. Total purchase by month. I'm thinking I should change this to this. No? This. Let me turn it to this, and probably, yeah, I can just try to, I may remove this later. Let's remove this, actually. Let's remove this. So let's have our this here. Then we are going to have our total purchase by month. And by month we can decide to, but first of all, let's have our total purchase. And let's go to our month. Let's go to month, total purchase by month. Then we are going to have total purchase by month. Then we are going to have our month from, let me see the table of the month. So we are going to have our month from dim table date. So we go to dim table date. Dim table date. Then we are going to have our month from there. So let's look for calendar month. So this is the calendar month. So we have calendar year. So we are going to have, this is also calendar month label. This is calendar month number, calendar month label. So we have our calendar month. No. This is calendar month label. Let me just have a look so that I will not use the wrong one. So we have date. Okay. So we have our dates. So from the dates, we have our month. So this is the month that we're actually using. Then I'm going to turn it to this first before turning it to. So we have January, we have February, we have March, we have April, September, October, November, December. So we have, so we put it here. Then the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to make it, the title is going to be purchase by month. We want to see what we have in each month. Then we have this white. Then we have this summer board. And then we center it. We make it 10. Then we go to x-axis and y-axis. For the y-axis, we don't need anything there. For the x-axis, we have to make it white as well. Then we're having our, have to make it this, good. Then we close it. Then we go to data label. Then we put the label. And then we go to value. From the value, we're just going to turn it. Let's see what we have in our value. From the value, it's still going to be white as well. Then we don't want to make it 1000. Let me see if I'm making it now. Million will be good. Let's turn it to million. So we can see we have million of each month, and that is good. Then we can just reduce it a bit. So that's good. Then we go back to our, then we can just put shadow, put the shadow border, and we make it white. And we have that done already. So we'll put somewhere here. If it to contain this, I will say let's put it here. And let's see. So we can actually put it there. So let's bring this down to the left. And let's bring this a bit closer. And let's bring the month closer as well. So because we want everything to be of the same height, so we can just move this up and also move this down, so this will be good. We can also move this up, then we can also move this down. So we are going to replace the chart that we have the previous time. Then we have this perfectly done here. Then we have 3 more charts to go. Then we are going to save our work. Then we are going to pick our table here, and we are going to have the table here. So we are going to have our table here. So from the table, we are going to have our supplier. So we can just come here and search for supplier. So we have, you can see we have different supplier. We have supplier key, we have supplier ID, but we just need the supplier. So we can just click on this. So we have that already. So that is the supplier. Then we can just close this. Then the next thing we want to have is we want to have our total quantity. So let's go to the mayor. Then we have the total quantity. Then followed by the next thing that we also want to see. We want to see the total purchase. Then we want to see the total PO. So these are the 3 things that we like to see in the table. Then we have it this way. Then let's go to format, and we come to these 3 dots. Then we go to format, and from the format already you know there is no background, so we just have to put a shadow, and let me see, and our visual border, which is going to be white. So we have that already. Let me click out and see. So we go back here. Then we are going to have, let's click on it again. Then we are going to, I can just close this. Then we go to, already we have our title off, so we are going to put the title on it. There's no problem. We come to the value. Then the value we have lock, so we're going to make the value to be white. So we have the value to be white. Then also we go to the alternative text color. Then also we are going to make it white as well. So we have everything perfectly done. Then don't forget that there's something we have to do because of the table. Now we just move down, straight down. So we go to total, and we are going to make the total color to be white as well. So we have the total color to be white. So we have that already done. Then we are going to go back to the background. So let's go to header color. We are going to have the header color to be white as well. So we have the header color to be white. That wouldn't be a problem, but we have a background. So we are going to have the background to be something like this. Let's see. So we have the background to, let's make the background to be this black. So we have it that way. Then we go back to the text. So remember we have the first background for the value. So we are going to make it this, and let's see. No, okay. So let's make the first background. Let's make it this. And then let's go to the second background. The second background. Now let's see. Let me make it this. So we have the first and the second background, but the color is not really what we want. So we go to the text color. We are having it to be white. So let's come down to, and let's use your whiteboard. Let's see this. This will bold it. Now we can increase it a bit. So I think that is actually good. And then we go to the second background, which is the alternative background. I don't actually want this. Probably I use this, and let me see. No, this is too somehow, so we can't use this. Not bad, not bad. Not bad. So we go to grid. We have to go to the grid. So the grid we have vertical. Let's put on the vertical grid. Where's the color of the vertical grid? We're going to make it a bit more darker. So that's good. Then we go to the horizontal. Let me switch up the horizontal. Let's see. Yeah, so we can actually switch up the horizontal. So we have this to be then. Let me just make it this like that. So we expand this a bit. So we have everything perfectly done. So except if we decide to change the color to black. Let me see if we can just make the color black for people to see more. Let's go to format once again, and let's see the color of the value, and let's see from white to this black. And okay, I think that's good. Then let's go to the alternative, and let's see from white to this black as well. Okay, I think we can use this. This is good. So then we go to the title. The total. So let's go to the total. We can just to the column test. Let's go to the total. We have the total here. The value for the total as well. We can just make it this black. No. So let's bring it back and let's try to make it more darker. And then we can just make it better still. Let's turn it white. Okay, white is more better. So we have the table in this format. And we'll click out, so we see our table there. What about the title for the table? So for the title for the table, so let's go back. So we just have to add the title. You can see we have the title up there. Then we should put what we call supply wise. Supplier wise. So we have what we call supplier wise, and we are going to make this one bold, which is the heading. So we're going to use bold, then we are going to make it white, and then we'll bring it center, then probably we increase it. So we have this perfectly. So we have the first table. Now I don't really like the way the header is, so let's go and let's give it a background, and let's have the background to be this. Oh no. And let's change the background to be something this. No. To be something this. No. So definitely let's make the background white. No. And then I have to undo. And let's leave the background the way it was before. So that should be the best thing for us to use. So we'll move to the second part of it. And we need a second table. Lastly, let me just do this for the last time. And let's change this back. Now, for the last time again. So this is good. Then we're going to copy this. Then we're going to put it somewhere around here. Copy and paste. Then we have the second table. The second table is going to be just the stock item and the total purchase. So we come down here. Let's remove this. Then we have our stock item. Let's look for the stock item. So this is the stock item. So we have the stock item. Then the only thing we need is just the purchase. So we come down here, remove the total quantity, remove the appeal. So we have this. But in the case of this, we are going to make it top 10. So, and okay, this is top 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we are going to have a top 7. So we go to format. So here is the format. Then we come down to stock item. So we'll bring it down. Basic filtering. Let's come down to top. Then we have top 7. The filtering by what? By value. Then the value is going to be total purchase. So we apply the filter. So we have everything perfectly done. So we have the stock item and the total purchase, but there is a problem here. The problem is we remove this first, then we go back to put this back. So let's go back to put the total purchase back. So we have it in a better way now. So we have the stock item, then we have what we call the total purchase of each item. Then we go back. Let's close this. Go to the title. We'll just make it stock item. Stock item by purchase. So this is what we need to do. Then we are done. Then we have just one more to go before we create our filter and our title. So before we do that, I can just close this and come here to have our title. Then I can just get a title here. Let me just reduce this. Then we have the title is going to be the procurement analysis report. So we have this to be procurement analysis report. Then we're going to make it white. We come to the color here. We make it white. We increase the font to 14. We make it bold. That should be fine. Then we go to format. Then from the format side, we go to we put the shadow. Then we have the visual border, and we are going to make the visual border white. So we're actually done with this. So we can just pick this and just pick it. Then we'll put it in. So we have it down there. Then we can as well reduce this a bit. So we have procurement analysis report. Then we are going to have our field slicer. And let me see where the slider is coming from. So we are going to have two slicers. We are going to have our slicer to be month and year. So these are the two slicers we are going to have. And we are going to be using what we call our date dim. So in our date dim, we have month. So we are going to be using the month from our date dim. So the first thing we are going to have, we have our slicer. Then first of all, we should have year before month. So we have this, and we are going to make it year. And this is going to be the same table, our dim table as well. I mean dim dates. So from the dim date, we are going to have our dates. So from our date, we are going to have our year. So that is just all. So we have this, then we go to our dim dates. We can just close this, then open the dim dates. The dim date, we go to calendar. We go to hierarchy, then we have our year. So we have it already. Then what is actually happening? So we have this. Then we go to filter settings, and we are going to make it a drop down. So we have a drop down, and we reduce this as usual. So let's put the border. and let it make it white, and let's put the shadow. And the next thing we are going to do, we go to order, then we are going to make it white. Then we'll go to this and we'll bring it down. Let's see, we have everything, we have blank. And what we do is, before then, let's go to the background, let's go to the value. From the value, we are not going to make it something very white, so we are going to make it this. So we are going to the header back, and let's try to increase it to be more bold so that it can be more seen. So that's it. Then we'll make it 10. Then we come down to the filter, and we come down here. We go to the basic filtering. Then we remove the select all. Then we remove the blank. So we close it back. Then let's open it. So we have everything perfectly done. Then we close this. So we can actually copy this. Then we put year and month. So we have the year, and then we have the month. Please, if you find this video interesting, please, if you find this video useful, please subscribe to this channel. So we are going to use our month. Then we have our January to December. So we have everything perfectly done. So the last but not the least, we have just one chart to go. And the last chart that we have to go is we are going to use what we call our heat map. So we go to here, we pick the heat map, then we have the heat map here. Then from the heat map, we are going to have our total quantity, then we have to have our employee. So let's go to the employee. So we have the employee. Yeah, then we want to say the quantity. So let's go to, then we have, let's use our total quantity for that. So we have each employee, and look at what we, so this is our employee. You can see we have total quantity, or we make it employee by purchase. So, or after receive, either of the two. You can decide to use any of these. You can decide to use final, you can decide to use total PO, you can decide to put any one you want. And you can also, you are free to also use this data to practice as many as you probably like to practice. Just play with it. Make sure you practice as many that you like to. So we go to back to our sales. So we're going to use our sales, and we're going to have our total sales amount. Let's see if we have our sales amount. We have total unit price, we have total share, we have tax amount, we have tax rate. So we are going to use tax. Let's use tax amount. I want to see how much each person is paying. So this is tax amount. This is what you're paying. Tax amount 65. This is what each every one of them is paying per tax. Or probably we can just, let's say tax rate first before we use tax amount. So you can see the tax rate for this person is 300. So it's better we use tax amount, and we are actually done. So we bring it down here. Then tax amount by employee. So that is really good. So we can move this up to be in the sale. Then we draw this down. Then we can also move this up a bit. Then we have this down. Then we click on this. Then we go to format. And then we go to size and style. We have our shadow, we have the short border, and we are making it white. So we can easily close this back. Our title, that's amount by employee, that is good. We are making it centered. We are making it white. Then we want to bold it a bit, so then we are making it, let's make it 10. So it will be like every other one. So then the last but not the least, let's go to category label. I think it's good in white, so we can leave it like that. So we put the data label. So we go to the data label, we're having them to be white. Let me see if we can just change the value to something else, and let's see if it's in white already, but we can see, let's see this. No, this is not actually good, so we come back here, we go to more color, then we go to, let's see if this is actually good. So we make it this really red, and we have this. Then we can just use a go bold for it to be more good. Then what's next? We can just make it 8. Then for the value category label, let's open it and let's try to, already it's still white, we want it a pure white, so we are using bold, then we are making it 10. So that is actually what we want to do. So we have this here. So we have this here, and we have this here. Then we can actually close this, as well as close this. Then we come to save. Please, if you find any of this tutorial useful, please subscribe, please like the video, please comment, and also please also subscribe. These are what you do to encourage as many of us that make a video like this. So we go to the first year, we go to 2013, and let's see what we have. This is what we have in 2013. Total final, we have blank, so nothing is there. So we come to the month and see if there was anything in January. Nothing in January. February, this is what we're having. We're having our total PO 145, total purchase, total final PO, this is it, total non-final PO 0. Then we are having our total quantity 91,878, then receive outer 7,693. Then we have our, in the month of March, in the month of April, you can see what was stock item by purchase. You can see supply wise what we can see each person. Then you can see by suppliers what we got from each suppliers. Then May, and see what we are having in the month of A. We are having purchase by month. We are having 8 million just for just multi-line. The total purchase is 8.something million. So you can see what we are having. So that is actually work better. So we can remove this. Thanks for as many that take this wonderful journey.